Hello everyone, good afternoon to all of you. Now tell me, so today I am going to start new subject, that is chemical technology. The weightage of this subject is not too high. It contains only, you can say, 4 to 5 marks, or just you can attempt as 3 to 4 marks. Okay, but you know, this subject is very important. Why it is important? If you want to, now let's see. So this subject will be very important in the GATE exam. Why? Because if you know the correct answer of the question, so just it will not take the more time. That time you can adjust in other questions. That is the one of the important point regarding to this subject, that is chemical technology. Second thing is that in chemical technology you will find out that almost time questions are repetitive. The questions we get from 90 means from GATE 2000 to 2021. So just you will find out that question will be repetitive. Just they will change the language. Okay. Just they will ask the question in match of the following. Sometimes they will ask the question in just fill in the blank. Sometimes they will give the option. So means that question will be repetitive. There will be no new questions. Okay. So if there is the chance to form the new question, so we will discuss that from this particular topic this year may be possible that question can ask. Okay, question can come. And all about the chemical technology, if I will discuss, try to understand, if I will discuss, let's say, any process, either that is the production of sulfuric acid, okay, so all the reactions, and after that all the units which we will use in the production of sulfuric acid, means that is process flow diagram, PFD diagram. So this subject will be very interested. But here what I will do, just I will not make it so interested. Try to understand, because otherwise this subject will take lots of time. Then what we will do, and I know very well that what you did in your BTech एग्जाम, ओके, वो भी मुझे मालूम है कि हम लोग बीटेक में केमिकल टेक्नोलॉजी का जो भी पेपर होता है वो कैसे देते हैं. ठीक है, 2-3 इम्पोर्टेंट जो भी पीएफडी डायग्राम है उनको याद कर लेते थे. ठीक है, कि आएगा सीधा. कई बार तो क्या करते हैं कि मीन्स वी विल गेट द पेपर लेटर, बिफोर दैट जस्ट वी विल ड्रॉ द पीएफडी डायग्राम इन द आंसर शीट. ओके, क्योंकि कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट पीएफडी डायग्राम है, कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोसेस हैं, कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट केमिकल्स हैं कि उनमें से पूछा जाएगा. तो याद करके जाते थे, वो पीएफडी डायग्राम ड्रॉ कर देते थे. अदरवाइज क्या होता था कि उसके इक्विपमेंट उसमें और वो हम क्या कर देते थे, आपस में मिक्स कर देते थे. ठीक है, ऐसी तरीके से केमिकल टेक्नोलॉजी का सभी ने एग्जाम दिया हुआ है. ठीक है, तो मैं कोई एक्सेप्शन नहीं हूं या आप लोग कोई एक्सेप्शन नहीं है, सभी ने वही चीज की हुई है. अच्छा, कृष्णा का ऑनलाइन में चला गया, चलो ये भी अच्छी चीज है. सो नाउ my point is that we can now discuss each PFD, process flow diagram, for each of the chemical. Are you getting my point? Then what we will discuss? We will discuss only the important points. Try to understand. Let's say we will discuss what is the chemical formula of chemical substance, or just chemical formula of, write down as chemical substance. Okay, so we will discuss their formulas. Let's say you'll find out as one of the question, what is the chemical formula of sucrose? Okay, such type of question already asked. What is the formula of PUP, plaster of Paris? What is the chemical formula of gypsum? Okay, single superphosphate, triple superphosphate. So such type of question arises. Okay, second one thing, that what are the raw materials for producing any particular chemical, raw materials. So we will understand that what are the raw material to produce any chemical substance. Okay, and their phases, means just the raw material, if it is in the gas phase, so just we will send in the compressed form, we will send in the gas phase. Okay, so all these points, that will be our second important parameter. Means let's say suppose we are producing any chemical substance, that is the nitric acid, sulfuric acid, it is caustic soda, it is soda ash. So we will interested that what is the chemical formula, what is the raw material as we will fed. Okay, what will be the nature of the raw materials, it is in the liquid phase, okay, gas phase, it is in the compressed form, all these points. Third point, then we will discuss operating conditions, operating parameters, operating conditions. Just I will not discuss for all the chemical substance, the chemical substance which are important, try to understand operating conditions, because if we will discuss one by one chemical substance with process flow diagram and the equipments which are using in the plants, so if we will discuss, then it will be quite interesting, and I can say it as it will be very interesting subject. Okay, but here we will not make it interesting, we will just complete in the limited time, and in this case either it is the interested or not, but if we will remember the process name, what are the raw materials, what are the operating conditions, okay, what is the process name, what equipments we are using, what is the sequence, so that will be more than sufficient to gain the marks in the GATE exam. And ultimate here, what is our target? Our target is to gain the marks. Okay, because in some limited time, in the 6th month or 7th months, it is very difficult to complete the syllabus. Okay, otherwise try to understand what we can think, what we can done. Let's say if I am completing any topic, okay, just I am taking it as 1 hour classes, 2 hour classes, as simply we take in the college. Okay, after that we can solve the various questions, we can think in the different way, in different manner, but generally what we get in the coachings, so let's say today you will come, you will take 6 hour classes, 7 hour classes or 5 hour classes, after that you will revise, so just you do not have so much time that you can you can think in different manner. So just what I can say whatever we are teaching you, just if you are finding any doubt, if you are not getting any point, so just you can discuss with us, after that you will solve the problems. So means just I want to say, you do not have that sufficient time that you can discuss, okay, at various points with us, because time is very limited. Try to understand. The same thing, what is our ultimate target? Our ultimate target is to gain the marks. So just we will, that is the same thing, we will just pick up, okay, all the important points, and after that just we will memorize 2 or 3 times, because this subject is, that is all about the memorize. Okay, we will memorize, and after that before the exams, before the 5 days or 10 days, again we will memorize. So just directly by seeing the question we can easily take the answer. Okay, just there will be no variations, large variations in the questions. I'm saying it as almost, or just you can say it as all the questions are repetitive. Okay, very frankly, that is the same thing here. I am not standing here to make this subject interested. Try to understand why, because sometimes our target is to gain the marks. That is the same thing in our childhood, when just we are interested, or just we want bicycle, okay, balls and other things. So generally you see, when we want bicycle, okay, so the generation which is coming nowadays, सो जस्ट यू सी इन योर होम, इन योर हाउस, कि अब क्या होता है, पेरेंट्स उनको इजीली सारी चीज़ें प्रोवाइड कर देते हैं। उनको शूज़ चाहिए, ठीक है, उनको बुक्स चाहिए, बैग्स चाहिए, उनको, ठीक है, बाइसिकल चाहिए, सारी कुछ भी चीज़ हो इजीली प्रोवाइड कर देते हैं। हम लोगों के टाइम में क्या था कि हम लोगों का अल्टीमेट टारगेट क्या होता था कि बाइसिकल चाहिए, उसके लिए घर वाले 3 दिन पीट लें, ठीक है, उसके लिए कुछ भी लटका दें, कुछ भी कर दें, सारी चीज कर लें, बट जिस दिन बाइसिकल दिला देंगे उस दिन हम सारी चीज भूल जाते हैं। That is the same condition with chemical technology, and I'm not saying that is all about the chemical technology, with other subjects also. What I told you, if there is the need of mug up, so just mug up, okay, but ultimate what is our target? Our target is to gain the marks, because the concept which is not clear till this point, after that what we can do, just we can, okay, again open the book, we can discuss with our teachers, with our faculties, and after that again we can clear this concept. But before that, if we have the limited time, okay, if we have the limited time, at that time just what we did, we will, or means we want to gain the marks. That is the same thing, we want only cycle, उसके लिए चाहे पीटो मारो कुछ भी कर लो, सब बर्दाश्त कर लेंगे, बट बाइसिकल दिला दो जैसे भी दिलाते हो, ठीक है। सेम थिंग कि अगर आपके पास में इफ यू हैव द रिजर्वेशन, ठीक है, चाहे एसी का हो चाहे स्लीपर का हो, तो फिर अगर आप सिंगल हो तो आराम से सो के जाते हो, सारी चीज, किसी को बैठने नहीं दोगे अपनी सीट पे। बट जब आपका रिजर्वेशन नहीं होता है, फिर हम क्या एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि यार कैसे भी बैठा लो बस, ठीक है, चाहे आप लेट जाओ कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, बस हमें थोड़ा साइड में बैठा लो। तो वही सारी चीज है। अल्टीमेट हमें इस सब्जेक्ट्स को पढ़ के जो भी क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, जो भी क्वेश्चंस रिपीटिव हैं, उनका हम इजीली आंसर कर सकें, एक अच्छी अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो जाए। क्या मीन्स व्हाट आर द इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट regarding to any production of any chemical, so just we will discuss all those points. Are you getting my point? So that is all about the chemical technology. ये सारी चीज है। आप बताओ सही कह रहा हूं कि नहीं कह रहा हूं, यही चीज है कि नहीं है, बोलो। बचपन में यार यही होता था कि कितना मार लो बट दिला दो, ठीक है। अब आजकल जैसा टाइम था नहीं कि पेरेंट्स इजीली दिला देते हैं। उस टाइम पे तो पहले कहते थे ना 2-3 घंटे पढ़ लो, तो 4 घंटे बैठ के पढ़ लेते थे, चाहे किताब खोल के बैठे रहें। ओके, सो जस्ट व्हाट वी विल डिस्कस, दैट केमिकल फॉर्मूला of the substance, raw materials, third one point operating conditions, fourth one point that is process name. What is the process name? What is the process name? After that, what are the equipment used? Equipments used in the plant to produce that particular chemical. Sequence of equipments. Sequence of equipments. Okay, sequence of equipments. With process name you can write down it as catalyst name also. Catalyst used. And you can say it as all about the nature of reaction, that the reaction which is involved to produce that particular chemical, what is the nature of reaction. This reaction is endo or exothermic reaction, you can say endo oblique exothermic reaction. Sequence of equipments, and after that last, that what are the uses of that particular chemical. So these are the important parameters, important points. Okay, in some means in the production of some chemical, that may be possible chemical formula is important, in some case raw material is important, in some case operating condition is important, in some case that process name, catalyst used, or you can say it as nature of the reaction is important. Okay, so just all the points are not important in to produce one chemical substance. Okay, So just I will tell you that from that particular production of the chemical, which point will be important. Okay, so just write down all these points. After that, I already send you the PDF of this subject. Okay, so again, if you get the PDF, try to understand. If you only get the notes or PDF, so there are the 2 points. First point, if you are just reading the notes, so may be possible that you will not get all the points. Second one thing is that these are the that is the PDF, or these are the notes of the last year. Okay, so last year I taught this year I taught the chemical technology. This year I am teaching you chemical technology. So what will happen, just I will whatever written in the notes, so just I will dictate, I will describe, I will discuss. So there is no need to write down in your own handwriting. Okay, just notes will be sufficient. I will discuss, I will describe, I will dictate, so there will be no problem. Okay, because what I think कि जैसे आप किसी और के नोट से पढ़ते हो तो आप चीज़ों को उस हद तक नहीं समझ सकते हो जिस हद तक आप अपने नोट्सों को पढ़ के समझ सकते हो. ठीक है, मैं अपना पर्सपेक्टिव बता रहा हूँ. सो इस केस में क्या है कि आपके पास में नोट्स भी हैं और आपको रिवाइज करने की या पढ़ने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. जो भी लिखा हुआ है सारी चीज़ को हम डिस्कस कर लेंगे. ठीक है, लास्ट ईयर भी मैंने ही पढ़ाया था, इस साल भी मैं ही पढ़ा रहा हूँ, तो इन चीज़ को डिस्कस कर लेंगे. जो भी नोट्स में लिखा हुआ है तो आपको लिखने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं रहेगी, और जहाँ भी आपको लग रहा है कि कोई चीज़ समझ नहीं आ रही है उसको आप अपनी लैंग्वेज में लिख सकते हैं. सम पॉइंट्स जस्ट आई विल एड अप एंड सम पॉइंट्स फ्रॉम दैट पर्टिकुलर PDF. ओके, just we will remove out also. Okay, because as from year to year what we think it as that last year they asked the question from this particular topic, so you can say, or you already know, to ask the question in this year, that is the relatively means that percentage if is relatively low. होगी कि नहीं होगी? जो लास्ट ईयर उन्होंने क्वेश्चन पूछा हुआ है, तो इस साल चांस है, ये नहीं कह रहा हूं कि क्वेश्चन पूछ ही नहीं सकते हैं, बट दिस ईयर द चांस टू आस्क दैट मींस द क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम दैट पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक विल बी रिलेटिवली लो. ओके, सो what we can, and after that what we can understand that there are some important points from which question can arise. So just I will emphasize, or I will give extra attention of the on that particular topic. So simple, in this manner when you will revise the notes, you will understand the notes, so that will be more than sufficient. Okay, otherwise from starting to the end, when means the GATE exam will be complete, when you will give the other PSU's exam, okay, and other exam also, either the exam of BRC or NRL, okay, CPCL. Time just we search the CT notes, okay, and after that we just ask from our colleagues, from our faculty, sir, for the BRC, okay, sir, CT is very important, for NRL CT is very important, so sir, from where we should read this subject. So just there will be no need. Okay, we will discuss all the points. I will tell you for BRC exam point of view which topic will be important, for NRL point of view which topic will be important, okay, and GATE point of view. So just all the CT will be complete. In the GATE point of view, you know very well that as most of the students are interested in all about the PSUs, so just you will get it as surely one question or two questions from the polymers from the petroleum industries as well. Are you getting my point? Means let's say CT, it contains 2 questions or 3 questions. If this year just they want to increase the weightage, means just they want to give the 5 marks from the chemical technology, so just there will be the means they will give the emphasis on the petroleum industry. Okay, they will give the emphasis on the petrochemical, okay, polymerization industry. Are you getting my point? So if they have the chance to give the 3 or 4 questions, so just they will give, try to understand, they will give from the inorganic part, petroleum part, okay, after that polymerization and petrochemical. But if this year weightage decrease, just they want to give only 2 questions, so relatively they will give the preference on the polymerization, okay, and that is the petroleum industry. Are you getting my point? Okay, so that is all about the chemical technology. Now move on the, just we divided the CT into the 4 parts. Okay, you have the notes, so just there is no need to write down, just listen, and if you have the doubt, so just you can ask me. Okay, if you are not getting any point in the notes, so just you can ask me. First part, that is all about the inorganic chemical industries. First part you can see in your notes, that is all about the inorganic chemical industries. In inorganic chemical industries, what we will discuss? We will discuss the production of sulfur and sulfur industries. Production of sulfur and sulfur industries means in this particular industry, means that is inorganic substance. So in the inorganic chemical industries, in sulfur and sulfur industries, what we will discuss? We will try to understand, means how we produce sulfur. Okay, after that try to understand how we'll produce the sulfur dioxide, sulfur trioxide, production of sulfuric acid, production of oleum. Okay, so we will emphasize on these particular chemicals. Are you finding in the sulfur and sulfur industries, which come in the inorganic chemical industries. Second one, what we will discuss? Nitrogen industry. In nitrogen industry, what we will deal? We will deal, that is all about the production of ammonia from the nitrogen and hydrogen. So production of ammonia, production of nitric acid HNO3, production of urea NS2CONS2, production of ammonium nitrate, okay, production of other fertilizers. So in the nitrogen industry, we will discuss these chemicals. Are you getting? Third one, that is the phosphorus industry. In the phosphorus industry, nitrogen, as you already know, okay, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, NPK, these substance means the compounds of the nitrogens or the compounds of the phosphorus, potassium, these are also used mainly, means mainly they are used, their compounds are used in the fertilizer industry. Okay, so in the phosphorus industry, we will discuss all about the production of phosphorus P4, okay, production of phosphoric acid, orthophosphoric acid S3PO4, production of single superphosphate and production of triple superphosphate SSP and TSP, and all about the potassium industry. Potassium industry, okay, if you belong to the farmer family, so just you know very well that we use the urea, okay, just we have the bag which contains the 50 kg urea, okay, so urea, DAP, diammonium phosphate, so DAP is also used, NPK, so it contains nitrogen, phosphorus, means this fertilizer contains the nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, okay, urea, that contains only nitrogen, diammonium phosphate, it contains nitrogen and phosphorus. Are you getting these points or not? Because that depends upon soil to soil. in some soil, okay, phosphorus and potassium, they are present in the abundant quantity. So just what we used that is the nitrogen. When we see, because time to time the quality of the soil checks, okay, when the percentage of nitrogen is sufficient in the soil, then what we'll do, just we will add up that fertilizer which can increase the potassium percentage, which can increase the phosphate or phosphorus percentage. So is that clear to you all about the first part, inorganic chemical industries? Tell me. We will discuss all the chemical substance, all the fertilizers in detail, okay? So that will be our first part of the CT, chemical technology. I provide you notes, okay? You can take printout, you can read through the PDF, okay? So that is totally depends on you. Second, in the first part, we will also deal with electrochemical industry. In the first part, we will also deal with electrochemical industry. In this case, in electrochemical industry, what we will discuss? We will discuss that with the help of the electricity, means when we'll provide the electricity, so substance, chemical substance, that will be dissociate into the other chemical substance, and what we will get? We will get that is chlorine, hydrogen, after that air, NaOH, okay? As I already told you, later I will tell you what are the means their chemical name, okay, just their name which generally we use in the chemical market. Are you getting my point? So in electrochemical industry, we will understand the production of chlorine, hydrogen, production of caustic soda or sodium hydroxide, production of sodium carbonate, production of sodium hydrogen carbonate. Okay, that is all about the electrochemical industry. Third one part we will deal with, means in the first part of the CT, we will deal with inorganic chemical industries, we will deal with electrochemical industries, okay. Third one, fuel and industrial gases. We will discuss different type of fuel and industrial gases. Fuel and industrial gases, means we will discuss that is all about the water gas, producer gas, okay, coal gas, and different type of coal, okay. We will do the proximate analysis, ultimate analysis. So just we will discuss all these points in the fuel and industrial gases. And that part is also, means I can say each part is important. Each year that depends on, means how many questions they will give in the GATE exam. So if this year they want to give the 3 questions, 4 questions, so relatively you will get it as from each and every topic, from each and every part. If just they are giving 2 questions, so just they will give, okay, mainly focus on petroleum industry, polymer industry. So just we cannot find it that this year just they will give the 2 marks or means they will give the 3 question or 2 question. So means we will firstly we will revise whole notes, okay. We will deal with all the industries, we will discuss all the topics. Now second one part is natural product industries. Second one part is, that is the natural product industries. In this case what we will deal? We will deal that is edible and essential oils, soap, detergents, detergents and glycerin, production of soaps, production of detergents, okay, and how we can produce the glycerin. So most of the time we will get it as the glycerin byproducts from the soap and detergent industry. So we will deal in detail. Next one is carbohydrates and the fermentation industry. Carbohydrates and the fermentation industry means the production of alcohol. Okay, and let's say if I will discuss the production of the alcohol, so what I will deal that what is the chemical formula, what are the raw materials, operating condition, process name, if catalyst is used, so what is the catalyst name, nature of the reaction. Okay, so I will discuss any production of any chemicals by discussing these points. Are you getting? Or on the behalf of these points. After that, pulp and paper industry and petroleum industry. So you know very well, if you will deal, that is all about the petroleum industry. So petroleum industry in itself is the separate branch. Okay, and here what we are doing, just in 4 to 5 days we want to complete the chemical technology. आपको 4 से 5 दिन में केमिकल टेक्नोलॉजी कंप्लीट करनी है, जिसमें इनऑर्गेनिक केमिकल इंडस्ट्रीज भी है, नेचुरल प्रोडक्ट इंडस्ट्रीज भी हैं. ठीक है, उसमें एक पार्ट पेट्रोलियम इंडस्ट्री भी है, तो पेट्रोलियम इंडस्ट्री भी कंप्लीट करनी है, जिस जो इन इटसेल्फ इट इज ए सेपरेट ब्रांच, वो एक ब्रांच भी है. आर यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? सो मीन्स व्हाट वी विल डू, वी विल जस्ट concise the things, we will concise the syllabus. So we will just pick up those points which are very important and which ask frequently. So CT में ऐसा नहीं है कि बहुत कि क्वेश्चन का पैटर्न चेंज होता है. क्वेश्चन का पैटर्न वो रिपीटिव है, सेम टाइप के क्वेश्चन पूछे जाएंगे, तो उन्हीं पॉइंट्स को हमें डिस्कस करना है. दैट्स इट. आफ्टर दैट इन द थर्ड वन पार्ट, so now when from the petroleum refinery, petroleum industries, we will get it as the various hydrocarbons. In the top, means in the top of the distillation column, we will get it as the light distillate or light hydrocarbon. After that, intermediate, means in the top section we will get it as the gases, light distillate, middle distillate, heavy distillate, and we will get it as the residue. So from the top section, means from the gases, from the, you can say it as gases and light hydrocarbons, what we can do, we can produce synthetic organic chemicals. Synthetic organic chemicals, try to understand. So in the third one part, that is basically on synthetic organic chemicals, or you can say it as petrochemicals, because these chemicals means different chemicals we will produce with the help of the petroleum products. Are you getting my point? So in the third one part, synthetic organic chemicals or petrochemicals, first one will produce synthetic organic chemicals produced from the C1 compounds. C1 compounds means that it is your simple methane. C1 compounds means it contains one carbon, so that will be your methane. Synthetic organic chemical produced from the C2 compounds. C2 compounds, it may be your ethylene, it may be your ethene. Are you getting my point? So ethane, with the help of C2 compounds we will produce the synthetic organic chemicals. Same, we will produce synthetic organic chemicals from the C3 compounds. Okay, so it may be your propylene, okay, propane, etc. So from the C3 compounds we will produce the synthetic organic chemicals. You will get the list of the chemicals. Try to understand. With the help of these compounds C1, C2, C3, we can produce list of chemicals in this particular section. Okay, it is very important that sir, for which particular chemical, means if we are producing, let's say, chemical X, so what is the catalyst used to produce this particular chemical? So you will get it as, because in this section you will get confused all about the catalyst, because each process means we will produce the different chemical, produce the different catalyst, and you will get as lots of variety of the chemicals from the petroleum products. Okay, from the C1 compound, C2 compound, C3 compound, C4 compounds. So what you are getting, synthetic organic chemical produced from the C4 compounds. It may be your butane, butene, okay, etc. Synthetic organic chemical produced from the aromatic compounds. So from the aromatic compounds, means the compounds which have the aroma. Okay, so with the help of the aromatic compounds, what we will do, we will produce the other synthetic organic chemicals. So in this part we will deal with the petrochemicals or synthetic organic chemicals. And the next one, that will be my polymerization industry. Fourth one part, polymerization industry. In the polymerization industry, we will deal with the polymer reaction, types of polymer, means addition, okay, condensation, polymerization reaction, and after that what we will deal with polyamides, means we will deal with the plastics also. Polyamides means that is nylon 6, 6,6. We will deal with the plastics, thermosetting thermoplastics. We will deal with the elastomers. We will deal with the fibers. So cellulosic fiber, okay, polyester. So we will deal with the fibers. So that will be my fourth one part, that is all about the polymerization industry. That is all about the polymerization industry. Are you getting or not? So the means I am dividing the CT in these four parts. What we will deal? We will deal with the various, means inorganic chemical industries. We will deal with the sulfur and sulfur industries. Okay. Nitrogen industry, phosphorus industry, and after that we will deal with the, that is electrochemical industry, fuel and industrial gases. In second one part, that will be my second one part, that will be my natural product industries. We will discuss with the edible and essential oils, sulfur, soap, detergents, and that is the glycerine. Pulp and paper industry, carbohydrates and fermentation industry. After that, petroleum industry. In the third one, we will deal with the synthetic organic chemicals, means petrochemicals. So synthetic organic chemicals produced from the C1, C2, C3, C4 compounds and aromatic compounds. In the fourth one part, we will deal with the polymerization industry, means that what is the polymerization, different type of polymers, polymerization reactions, different type of plastics, polyamides, fibers. Okay, so we will deal with different type of polymers. So after that, are you finding it or not? All these four parts. So let's say first one part is inorganic chemical industries. Inorganic chemical industries. In inorganic chemical industries, first I will deal with sulfur and sulfur industries. So sulfur, it is represented by the S atomic weight, you know very well, that is the 32. In this case, in case of the sulfur, try to understand. In case of the sulfur, because in very starting what I told you, that what are the raw materials, what are the operating condition, process name, okay, catalyst use, nature of the reaction equipment used, sequence of the equipments and uses. So in only sulfur, what I will tell you, try to understand. In India, we have, means we get the sulfur only by the petroleum industries. How will get the sulfur from the petroleum industries? Because when we import the crude oil, from that in that crude oil there will be the sulfur content, nitrogen content. Okay, means that will be the sweet crude oil or sour crude oil. When it is the sweet crude oil, that sulfur content will be low. Sour crude oil, sulfur content will be high. So when we will process that crude oil, in the petroleum refinery or the petroleum industry, so in petroleum industry we have this separate unit that is called as sulfur recovery unit, SRU. So in the SRU we will get, means from each and every plant we will get the sulfur, because ultimate what is our target? Our target is to remove out, means our target is to process the crude oil, means to remove out the oleophobic and oleophilic compounds. Oleophobic compounds means they can be easily remove out, but oleophilic compounds, they are not easy to remove out, they are not easy to separate out. So just they will be with the crude oil. So in each plant, when we want to remove out the sulfur, because sulfur that will harm the environment, okay, so just we can put into the permissible limit in the fuels, means with fuels, either it is the petrol, either it is the diesel, it is the kerosene. So what we will do, just we have to remove out the sulfur with the help of the hydrogen, okay. So there will be the oxidation reduction of S2S, because with the hydrogen it will form the hydrogen sulfide. So from that hydrogen sulfide, if we want to remove out the sulfur, so because just we do not have other way in the India to produce, because just we do not have means as we have the you can say, means coal is present in the abundant quantity, we can easily mine the coals. So in other countries they can mine the sulfur, they have the rock of the sulfur, from that rock just they can separate out the sulfur, try to understand. But in India what we can do, we can get the sulfur only by the petroleum industry, because that crude oil contains the sulfur, and after that we will process that crude oil into the petroleum industry, then we will remove out the sulfur. So in India we can get the sulfur only by the petroleum industries, means when we will process the crude oil in the petroleum industry. So in the sulfur recovery unit you will get, that is the sulfur, okay. So sulfur, you can get the sulfur powder. So you know very well its color, when you will see its color, means that is the sulfur, so its color is yellow, okay. And you know very well it mostly used in the explosive fireworks. तो आपने देखा होगा कि बोला जाता है ना कि गंधक पोटास लेते आना, ठीक है। आप देखते हैं कि अब सभी ने अपने 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 टाइप के इक्विपमेंट बनाए हुए हैं, जैसे दीपावली पे जो भी पटाखे छोड़े जाते हैं, जो भी फायरवर्क्स यूज करते हैं, तो उनमें सिंपल आपका होता क्या है, सल्फर ही होता है, ओके। इसको जनरल लैंग्वेज में आप क्या बोलते हैं, गंधक बोल देते हैं। But in other industries they can mine the sulfur from the rocks. So you will find in your notes, again what I am telling you, there is no need to write down, just try to understand, because if you will understand that will be more than sufficient, okay. So what you are getting, that sulfur is produced by the iron pyrite, copper pyrite, not in India, because that these are the rocks, either it is the iron pyrite, copper pyrite. So in other countries just they get the sulfur by the processed iron pyrites or copper pyrites. That process name is very important, that is called as finish process, that is called as finish process. Second one, how we can get or how we can produce the sulfur, that sulfur produced from the salt domes, okay. From that salt domes, as we will process the sulfur, that process name, here what I am interested means, as you already know, chemical name, that is means we want to extract, we want to remove out the sulfur, okay. You know its elemental formula, so this is S. Atomic weight, here what I am interested all about the raw material and the process name. So in India we will produce by the petroleum industry, in other countries by the rocks, by the domes, okay, salt domes. So if that sulfur is mined from the iron pyrites or copper pyrites, so that process is called as finish process. If it is sulfur is produced from the salt dome, so process name is the fresh process. If it is produced from the oxidation reduction of, try to understand, oxidation reduction of H2S. H2S from where we will get? We will get it as from the petroleum industry. H2S. Oxidation reduction of H2S. What we will get? We will get the sulfur. Oxidation reduction of H2S. This process, it is means process name is called as Claus process. Process name is called as Claus process. And all about the reaction. So what you are getting? H2S, let's see, Claus process. H2S react with oxygen. There is the oxidation. Produce sulfur dioxide plus along with water. Reaction is exothermic. Again H2S means sulfur dioxide. H2S hydrogen sulfide react with the sulfur dioxide. What it produce? It produce the sulfur. Okay, so that is S6 plus 4S2O means sulfur along with that is the water. Again nature of the reaction is exothermic. Catalyst use. Catalyst is very important in the Claus process. You will remember mainly in India we produce the sulfur from the petroleum industry. After that, second one important point, that H2S means when we'll get the H2S from the petroleum industry, then how will extract the sulfur? By the oxidation reduction. So by oxidation reduction process, this is called as Claus process. Catalyst use is aluminum oxide, Al2O3. Catalyst use is aluminum oxide, Al2O3. Both reaction are exothermic reaction. So by hydro treating we get, means that is, you know very well, means DHDT. We have different type of plant, DHDS. We have, that is all about the CCU. We have, that is ADU. We have VDU. We have SRU. We have Mirox unit. So in petroleum industry, what we'll do when we will treat the crude oil, so just we will, in the petroleum industry, again I will discuss or I will tell you in detail, but before that just you can understand. First of all, we will treat the crude oil. So first in the before entering into the atmospheric distillation unit and VDU, what we will do, just we will remove out the oleophobic impurities. Then we will send into the atmospheric distillation unit. In the atmospheric distillation unit, we will get it as from the top section, that is the gases and light distillate. Okay, after that what we'll get? We'll get it as light hydrocarbon. Again the light hydrocarbon we will decompose or we will crack into the smaller hydrocarbons as per our requirement. Means we want to produce more diesel, more petrol. So as per our requirement, just we can add up or we can break down the we can break down the large hydrocarbon compound. So crude oil that will be sent to the atmospheric distillation unit, then VDU, and after that it is sent into the various units. That is the catalytic cracking unit, diesel hydro desulfurization unit, diesel hydro treating unit. Okay, then sulfur means what we'll get from the different units, we will get, that is diesel hydro, as the name suggests, diesel hydro desulfurization. Means we want to remove out the sulfur. Diesel hydro treating unit. Okay, so we will remove out the sulfur. That sulfur we will send into the sulfur recovery unit. So in the sulfur recovery unit we will get, that is the sulfur. In the Mirox, what we will do? Just there will be the mercaptan oxidation unit. Okay, because you also get from the petroleum industry, you also get the you can say domestic fuel, means that is the LPG, liquefied petroleum gases. So we will send, means when we are treating, that is the diesel hydro desulfurization unit. So ultimate, how we can remove out the sulfur from the petroleum product. So just we will send, that is the hydrogen will form the S2S, same, it will also remove out the nitrogen compounds. Okay, means it will form the ammonia, it will form the other nitrogen compounds. Then we will send into the sulfur recovery unit. In the sulfur recovery unit, by the Claus process, oxidation reduction of S2S. Okay, both of the reaction, that is the exothermic, catalyst use is aluminium oxide, we will get, that is the sulfur. Okay, after that, after that, uses of sulfur, because in this case there is no need to all about the equipments use, sequence of the equipments. Try to understand. In the sulfur industry, what I am telling you, that is all about the three process name. Finished process, when it is produced from the iron pyrites or copper pyrites. If it is produced from the salt, so process name is fresh process. Oxidation reduction of S2S, so process name is Claus process. Both reaction is exothermic reaction, catalyst use, that is your aluminium oxide. Later I will tell you, try to understand. If you forget the catalyst name, so later I will tell you that if you will classify the reaction, that there is the oxidation or reduction, there is the hydrogenation. Okay, means you are adding the hydrogen, you are remove out the hydrogen, hydration, dehydration. Okay, all about the halogenation, alkylation. So in the process, because here you will get, that is the oxidation reduction of S2S. In when we will deal with the other chemicals, so again you will find out as sometimes we will use, that is the oxidation. Okay, so you will get that in the oxidation, generally we prefer the same type of catalyst. Are you getting my point? So for the oxidation reaction, I will tell you later, for oxidation reaction, that will be our catalyst. For the halogenation reaction, that will be my catalyst. For alkylation reaction, that will be my catalyst. Okay, so in this way you can remember the catalyst name. Otherwise it will be very difficult to remember for individual, means in the production of individual chemical. If you will remember the catalyst name, so it will be quite difficult. So just you will see that in that particular process, when we produce this particular chemical, the reaction was oxidation, reaction was alkylation, and generally in alkylation we use this catalyst. In the oxidation we will use this catalyst. Are you getting my point or not? Tell me first. Now let's see the uses. The uses of sulfur are major use in the production of sulfuric acid. And sulfuric acid, you know, that is called as the barometer of industrial progress. H2SO4, that is called as the barometer of India's industrial progress. Means just we can understand by seeing the production of H2SO4 that what is the progress of the country, because H2SO4 is used in the different industry to produce the other chemical substance. Means H2SO4 is used in the production of fertilizer, H2SO4 is used in the pulp and paper industry, H2SO4 is used in the polymerization industry, H2SO4 is used in the petrochemical industry. So means H2SO4 is used at very large scale. Try to understand. So sulfur is used in the production of sulfuric acid, H2SO4. It is also used as rubber vulcanization agent. Okay, means simple you can say it as in the polymerization industry. It is also used insecticides in the fertilizer industry. It is also used in fungicide, means to remove out the fungus. It is also used in the pharmaceutical industry, means sulfur you can say it is used in the skin disease. So sulfur that is used in different industries for different purpose. Okay, sulfur is also used as the gunpowder. I already told you it is used इन एक्सप्लोसिव, इट इज यूज्ड इन फायरवर्क्स, ओके, इस पटाखों में भी यूज होता है। ओके, सो दैट इज ऑल अबाउट द सल्फर, यू गेट इट। सल्फर में मैंने क्या क्या पॉइंट इंपॉर्टेंट है वो आपको डिस्कस कर लिए, वो आपको बता दिए। बाकी पॉइंट्स के लिए आपको वरी नहीं करना है, यही पॉइंट्स इंपॉर्टेंट है, सो इन पॉइंट्स को ही आप ध्यान में रखिए। इफ यू विल रिमेंबर ऑल दीज पॉइंट्स रिगार्डिंग टू द सल्फर, सो दैट विल बी मोर देन सफिशिएंट। ओके, जहां भी आपको मुझे मतलब लगेगा कि थोड़ा कुछ नेसेसिटी है कोई पॉइंट ऐड करवाने की, तो वह मैं आपको ऐड करवा दूंगा। ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड, दिस कैन बी द वे, मीन्स at this present moment this can be the way, or it can be the way to discuss the chemical technology. Otherwise what I will do, just if we are dealing with the finished process, so just we will see the process flow diagram, and after that there is the need to discuss the process flow diagram. Here it is not important. After that the fresh process, then oxidation reduction of S2S, because if you will see the oxidation, I mean sulfur produced from the pyrites, so just you can see that it PFD, it is very complex. Okay, so just there is no need to discuss it. Are you understanding what I'm telling you? तो आपको सिंपल इतना ही ध्यान में रखना है, इससे ज्यादा कुछ ध्यान में रखने की जरूरत। आफ्टर दैट नेक्स्ट वन इज sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid means we want to produce the sulfuric acid. Chemical formula H2SO4, you know very well. It is the acid, so pH means it is a strong acid. What will the pH? सनी का कैटलिस्ट सेकंड स्टेप में है क्या? जनरली you will not understand in this way. Simple question arises in the production of sulfur by the oxidation reduction of hydrogen sulfide. The catalyst used is, okay, catalyst used is, so that will be your एल्यूमिनियम ऑक्साइड Al2O3। इस तरीके से क्वेश्चन पूछा जाएगा, ठीक है। सो pH that will be less than 7, pOH that will be greater than 7. So that is the chemical name, chemical formula, all about the acid. Okay, pH that will be less than 7. Now as you already know, means after that you will get in your notes, it is like completely miscible with H2O, completely miscible with water, because you will add up the water. What will be happen? It will be dilute. When you will remove out the water, just it will be concentrated. Will it be or not? But generally what we did, you should understand that just to make it dilute, let's say we take it as H2SO4. As we will add up the water to make it dilute, so that is not the correct way, because what will be happen, obviously it is completely miscible with water, but it will splash out. Okay, it can harm your body, because as you will add up the water, it will be splash out. Try to understand. If you want to make it dilute, so what you should do, just take the water and add up the H2SO4 slowly, okay, and mix it. In this way you can make the acid dilute. Are you finding? So you take the water, just add up the H2SO4 and mix it. In this way you will make the sulfuric acid dilute. As you already know, as we add up the low concentrated H2SO4 in our battery, okay, in the you can say inverter battery, so we add up, that is the H2SO4, its concentration is, means it is low concentrated, means 33.33%. So in this case it is not, obviously H2SO4 is harmful, but when its concentration that will be decreased, so it will be less harmful. So that will be the correct way, because in this case that will not splash out, means H2SO4 is added. So just we will mix it with the help of a stirrer, okay, slowly. So after that, in this way we can make it as dilute. In this way, if we have the water, so just you know very well that it will be, means water is miscible, but it will be splashed out, because that it will produce large heat of, means it will produce, that is the large heat when we will add up, that is the water. Are you finding it or not? So it is completely miscible with water with large heat of solution, with large heat of solution. When its composition is 93%, means it is H2SO4 is 93% concentrated, then it is called as rectified oil of vitriol. Rectified oil of vitriol means on the behalf of percentage of H2SO4 it is concentrated, means 93% concentrated. What we'll call it? Rectified oil of vitriol. When its composition is all about 77%, so just it is called as brown oil of vitriol. When its composition is 33.33%, what we will say? We will say that it is battery acid. Battery acid. Are you getting it? When means 93%, it is called as rectified oil of vitriol. When it is 77%, it is called as brown oil of vitriol. You can write it as, when its concentration is 62%, it is called as fertilizer acid. Fertilizer acid. When its composition is 33.33%, it is called as battery acid. I already told you H2SO4, that is called as barometer. That is means it is produced by the, in India how you will produce it? You will produce it with the help of the sulfur. So sulfuric acid, it is called as barometer of India's industrial progress. India's industrial progress. Because how we can measure the industrial progress of India on the behalf of this particular chemical? Because my dear students, this chemical is used in other industries. So means if you are producing it more, so it means that there is the progress in other industries. Just you should understand, till 2030 we are expected, means we are expecting that the demand of H2SO4, it will be 25,000, means 25,000 tons. 1000 tons means this much quantity we are expected, or we are projected that till 2030 we will produce the sulfur, means sulfuric acid in this quantity, 25,000 tons. Or just in case of, means you should understand, in case of India, that generally on the, or this particular chemical H2SO4 sulfuric acid, we can say that it is the barometer of India's industrial progress, and we are expected that the projected quantity that we want to produce till 2030, that will be 25,000 tons for the H2SO4. Okay, there is no need to remember all these quantities, just for your understanding. After that, what will be the raw material for the production of sulfuric acid? That will be sulfur and that is the oxygen. Sulfur and oxygen. So just you can think what I told you. I told you chemical formula, raw material. Okay, we will understand the process name, catalyst used, nature of the reaction, equipment used, operating conditions, sequence of the equipments, and that is the uses. Okay, so as I told you, for the different chemicals, let's say for the sulfur, we interested all about the raw material, process name, and that is the end uses. Okay, nature of the reaction. Simple. In case of the sulfuric acid, I told you that when it's means concentrate means it is concentrated in different percentage, so just it will be S2SO4, but in some case it will be less concentrated or high concentrated. The market name when it is 93% concentrated, it is called as rectified oil of vitriol. 62% it is called as fertilizer acid. 33.33% that is called as battery acid. So means if you go the market, you say just give the battery acid. So simple, they will easily understand what they are giving. They are giving it as means less concentrated S2SO4. As you are the chemical student, so just you can take it as you can purchase the sulfuric acid and you also have the water. So just you can make that is the 33.33% concentrated S2SO4 for the battery use. Are you finding? But generally you cannot you will not get the sulfuric acid or simple acid in the market, because only you can get from the licensed shop acid, and just they will also put your or just they will take the your Aadhaar card. Why? Because आप जानते हैं कि जो भी पहले अपने आशिक लोग थे वो क्या करते थे, ठीक है, वो स्प्रेस आउट कर देते थे फेस पर. सो काफ़ी मीन्स एसिड डाल देते थे, तो उस केस में मतलब काफ़ी सारी प्रॉब्लम हुई थी. तो तब उस वजह से एसिड को डायरेक्टली देना बंद कर दिया था. अगर कोई देता भी है तो आपसे क्या करेगा, आधार कार्ड लेगा, ठीक है, वो भी लाइसेंस शॉप रहेंगी, वहीं से आपको एसिड मिल सकता. गंगा जल मतलब आप लोगों ने अपना पूरा ओके. सो ये जानते हो क्या है, इसमें दो चीज़ हैं कि इस तरीके से आप याद भी कर सकते हो. सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड तो आपके दिमाग में तुरंत आ गया, गंगा जल, बात समझना, तुरंत आपके दिमाग में जो भी आपने मूवी ऑलरेडी देखी हुई है तो वो क्या कर रहे हो आप, कोरिलेट कर रहे हो, वो आप कनेक्ट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड से. तो आप अब यूज, अगर मैं सिंपल यूज की बात करूं तो यूज हम ये तो लिखेंगे नहीं कि किसी के सिंपल चेहरे पे फेंकना, या किसी भी जो आपका कि कोई भी टेररिस्ट है या कोई भी गूंस है ओके सोसाइटी में, तो उसके ऊपर फेंकेंगे, वो सारी चीज़ नहीं होंगी, ठीक है. तो इसके डिफरेंट यूजेस लिखेंगे, बट इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सब्सटेंस. दिस एसिड इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू प्रोड्यूस अदर केमिकल सब्सटेंसेस. आपको समझ में आ गया, सीटी इसी तरीके से आपको करनी है. लिखने आपको ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम ना हो इसलिए आपको नोट्स प्रोवाइड कर दिए हैं, और ये फर्स्ट टाइम है. अदरवाइज मैं क्या करवाता हूँ, मैं लिखवाता हूँ कि आप अपनी हैंड राइटिंग में खुद ही लिखो. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. क्लास में भी जब ऑफलाइन क्लासेस होती हैं या लास्ट ईयर ऑनलाइन में भी मैंने कोई नोट्स प्रोवाइड नहीं किए थे. खुद से लिखो, क्योंकि आप अपनी हैंड राइटिंग में लिख लोगे. बट इस बार मैंने नोट्स प्रोवाइड कर दिए आपको कि आपके पास नोट्स हैं, जो भी पॉइंट्स आपके क्लियर नहीं है ओके वो मैं पॉइंट्स क्लियर कर दूंगा, ठीक है. जो टॉपिक एक्स्ट्रा ऐड करने उनको ऐड कर लेंगे, कुछ पॉइंट्स हैं जो रिमूव आउट करने उनको रिमूव आउट कर देंगे, ठीक है. और इस तरीके से हम सीटी कंप्लीट करेंगे. सो आई सेंड यू वन पिक्चर, यू कैन सी व्हाट इट इज रिटन. The demand for sulfuric acid in India is projected to reach 25,391 tons by 2030 on account of increasing consumption of phosphate fertilizer across the country. Moreover, growing sulfuric acid use across various applications such as phosphoric acid for diammonium phosphate, nitrogen phosphate, single superphosphate SSP, linear alkyl benzene sulfonate, di-intermediates, ammonium sulfate is expected to drive the sulfuric acid market during the forecast period. Okay, so means 2030 तक हम ये एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि इतना डिमांड पहुंचेगी S2SO4 की. वो 25,000 टन्स है, ठीक है. आपको ऐसे डाटा याद नहीं करने, बट फॉर योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. बात समझ गए आप. लेट्स सी द मेथड ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. So you know that S2SO4 is produced by the mainly two process. First is lead chamber process. If you was the Hindi medium students, ओके अगर आपने यूपी बोर्ड से पढ़ाई की है तो आपने सुना होगा शीश कक्ष विधि, केमिस्ट्री में हम लोग पढ़ते थे वहाँ भी शीश कक्ष विधि। ओके इन इंग्लिश इट इज कॉल्ड एज lead chamber process. So okay, for production mean it was more obsolete that previously we use the lead chamber process in the production of sulfuric acid. Currently what we are using that is the contact process. In contact process currently we are using that is the DCDA, double contact double absorption process. Try to understand, this is very important. Okay, production of H2SO4, let's see. So there are the means two methods for production. First is lead chamber process, which produce H2SO4, means it produce the concentrated, but its concentration that will be less than 80%. It means there is the need of further means evaporation process, okay, and other process to make it as highly concentrated. But with the, because in this case when we will again process it, so what will happen, the cost that will be increased, the production cost that will be increased. But within this particular method, that is the contact process, what we can produce the H2SO4, means that is highly concentrated, means that is all about 98%. In double contact double absorption process, means we are using double contact double absorption process, we can produce the H2SO4 greater than 99.5%, means it will be, means you can say it as highly concentrated. So DCDA, generally what you will get, as you can see the questions, they means this question asked 2 or 3 times, which method is used in the production of sulfuric acid. So that is the DCDA process. Just they will write down it as DCDA process. Either you get it as in the match of the following, you will get it as in the options, but this question came 2 or 3 times in the GATE exam. So there are the two process, lead chamber and that is the contact process, that is DCDA, double contact double absorption process. Are you getting it? Bolo. So what we'll get, we have the sulfur and oxygen as the raw materials. So first there will be the burner. In the burner we will, and you should also understand second point, that H2SO4 it is dehydrating agent. Dehydrating agent means, try to understand, dehydrating agent means which is able to remove out the hydrogen, remove out the water. Dehydrating agent means that is used to remove out the water, remove out the moisture content. So let's say if with sulfur there is the moisture content, so with the help of H2SO4 we can remove out that moisture content. Are you getting it? So sulfur that will be moisture free, reacts with oxygen, produce sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide that is in reactors, which is multi-stage catalytic converter. I told you when we deal with the multi-stage in the non-isothermal part of CRE, chemical reaction engineering, at that time I told you what we will do. You are getting that sulfur dioxide reacts with the oxygen, produce sulfur trioxide. In the presence of the catalyst platinum and vanadium pentoxide. So it means in the oxidation, which catalyst is important? So Al2O3 you already know. Al2O3 तो आपको समझ में आ गया, एक कैटलिस्ट और मिल गया, क्या नाम होगा उसका? V2O5, vanadium pentoxide. So mainly in oxidation we use Al2O3, vanadium pentoxide. Okay, so just in this particular process we replace platinum with vanadium pentoxide. I will tell you why we replaced. Okay, so we can use the platinum, we can use that is the vanadium pentoxide. Okay, so there are the pros and cons for the platinum and the V2O5 both. Are you getting it? So just I am sending you, try to understand. I am sending you the PFD of, there is no need to make the PFD. हाँ सिमरन दोनों सेम ही है, कॉन्टैक्ट प्रोसेस एंड डबल कॉन्टैक्ट डबल एब्जॉर्प्शन प्रोसेस दोनों सेम ही है, बट डिफरेंस क्या है वो मैं अभी आपको बता दूंगा. जस्ट वेट फॉर. नाउ लेट्स सी. I send you the PFD diagram of the production of S2SO4 from the contact process. Let's see what you are getting. You are getting, when you will see the PFD diagram, molten sulfur storage. From the molten sulfur storage you are getting, that is the sulfur. From the bottom what you are getting, that is the air. So air that is passed from the air dryer, means that is moisture free. After that sent to the burner. So what sequence we are getting? Burner. Then after that means when there will be the reaction, means sulfur dioxide will be produced. What we are providing? Hydrogen. Then it is forming the steam. What it will do? It will just remove out the excessive heat. Reaction is exothermic reaction. Try to understand. Then it is passed through the gas filter, sent to the two-stage catalytic converter. Means may be possible just we are using, that is the single stage, means just in the reactor we are taking, that is the single bed. Try to understand, single bed of the catalyst. And in this case what we are getting? Two-stage catalytic converter, means we are taking, that is the two-stage double contact. Are you getting it? Double contact. We can get multi-stage converter. Means what is this converter? Catalytic converter. This is the reactor. We are using the catalyst. Okay, so it is entered at 500 to 600 degrees Celsius. Then after that exothermic reaction. Then what we are providing? Intermediately we are remove out. If that is remembered to you, at that time I already told you, production of sulfur dioxide to sulfur trioxide. Just we can increase the equilibrium conversion. We can increase the equilibrium conversion. Means we will remove out that heat. Again, are you forget or that is remembered to use? Let's say that was for the exothermic reaction. That is my operating temperature T naught or T feed. Then temperature will increase. What I can do? I can means multi-stage cooling, multi-stage heating. Then what we can increase the equilibrium conversion in this way. If that is remembered to you, that was the equilibrium means XAE equilibrium conversion, and that was the temperature. Again at that time I already told you, that is remembered to me. Okay, so what we are doing? 500 to 600 degrees Celsius we are remove out the excessive heat, entered at the 300 degrees Celsius. Okay, then temperature will increased. Again what we will do? Again we will remove out. We will again remove out the heat. Then it will enter. Again there will be the bed of the catalyst. Then reaction will be proceed. Okay, so in this way what we are doing? Just we are providing the water to remove out that extent heat, and we are increasing the equilibrium conversion by interstage cooling. Are you finding it or not? So means first burner, then multi-stage or double stage catalytic converter, multi-stage catalytic converter, sulfur dioxide will convert into the sulfur trioxide. After that what you are finding? Means sulfur trioxide plus H2O. Are you finding? Let's see in the next step in the PFD diagram. In the oleum absorption tower you are getting in bottom oleum storage, and what you are getting? S2SO 98% S2SO4 storage. S2SO4 by the pump is sent at the oleum absorption tower. in the oleum absorption tower, H2SO4 is entered, SO3 it is basically sent from the multi-stage or double stage catalytic converter. So SO3 plus H2SO4, what it will formed? H2S2O7, that is called as oleum. So on the separate page you can write down the chemical formula of the different chemical substance. Sulfuric acid you already know, there is no need to write down, but for the oleum, what is the formula? S2S2O7. Okay, in bracket you can write down as SO3 plus S2SO4. So your oleum will be formed. So burner, multi-stage catalytic converter, that will be the sequence. After that, oleum absorption tower. Oleum absorption tower. Are you finding it or not? Bolo. And after that, from the oleum absorption tower, S2S2O7, if there is a need of oleum, so just you can get it. Otherwise, add up the water. What we can get? 2H2SO4. It will be my sulfuric acid. So in that particular process, in this way, we will get the sulfuric acid. So S2S2O7 plus S2O gives 2S2SO4 sulfuric acid. What is the concentration? That is the 98% concentrated S2SO4 in double contact double absorption process. So burner, multi-stage catalytic converter or double stage catalytic converter, oleum absorption tower, after that S2SO4 absorption tower or storage tank. So that will be the sequence. Are you getting it or not? Tell me fast. Now, so you know the method's name or process name. Catalyst used is catalyst used in the production of S2SO4. Catalyst used, that will be, what will be the catalyst used? Here there is the oxidation, V2O5. Okay, let's see all about the V2O5, and that is the platinum. So in your notes, what you will get? Previously platinum was used as a catalyst and its activity is high, but currently why we are not using the platinum? Because if we will use the platinum, first thing that it is the disadvantage of the platinum, it will make the initial cost very high. Initial cost को क्या कर देगा? High कर देगा. Second one thing, what is the disadvantage to use the platinum is that it is means the platinum catalyst, it is easily poison. In very starting, its activity is very high, but okay, the activity is very high. Due to that, we cannot use the platinum catalyst. What are the disadvantages? Disadvantage is that platinum, it will make the initial cost very high. Okay. Second one thing is that platinum, it is easily poison. I told you catalyst poison. In the catalyst poison, what will happen? In the catalyst poison, in case of the catalyst poison, the solid, try to understand, the solid that will deposit on the active site, and in case of the catalyst poison, may be possible that due to the chemisorption, that there is the modification in the active site of the catalyst. जो कैटलिस्ट है उसकी एक्टिव साइड में भी मॉडिफिकेशन हो सकता है. Okay, so it is easily poison. Due to that, we are not using, that is the platinum catalyst. Try to understand what we are using. We are using, that is the vanadium pentoxide. Initial cost is very low. Its activity is catalyst activity. Initially, it is not so high as in case of the platinum. But what we are finding? We are finding it as that we will use the catalyst V2O5 as it will be deactivate After that, what we can do? Just we can add up, means we can regenerate, rather we can take the new batch of the catalyst. So if we will use the different batches, after that what we are getting? We are getting it as the initial cost that is low as comparatively that we are using the platinum. उसके बाद भी V2O5 की cost कम है. So due to that, I told you both have pros and cons, means both have their advantages and disadvantages. Okay, but currently what we are using that is the vanadium pentaoxide. So in your notes what you are getting, but now V2O5 is used as a catalyst because it is relatively immune to poison. It will not easily poison. Obviously, means just you cannot say, sir, if we are using the vanadium pentaoxide, so just that will be, means it will be lifetimely used. No, means comparatively with platinum and V2O5, it is relatively immune to poison. Relatively immune to poison means that is the same thing. Okay, we are the two guys, ठीक है, दोनों क्या खा रहे हैं? फास्ट फूड. ओके, बाकी सारी चीज, उसमें क्या होगा? मीन्स पेट खराब दोनों का ही होना है. ओके, वॉमिटिंग या बाकी लूज मोशन दोनों को ही होने हैं. बट जिसकी इम्यूनिटी थोड़ी अच्छी है वो कुछ 2-4 चीज ज़्यादा खा लेगा या कुछ 1-2 दिन झेल जाएगा. ठीक है, खराब दोनों के ही होने हैं. सो मीन्स पॉइजन मीन्स बोथ विल बी पॉइजन, बट रिलेटिवली इट इज इम्यून टू पॉइजन. जो V2O5 है वो क्या है? रिलेटिवली इम्यून टू पॉइजन है. ओके, तो वो कंडीशन है. SO3 प्लस H2SO4 गिव्स H2S2O7 रिएक्शन कहाँ हो रही है? ओलियम एब्जॉर्प्शन टावर में. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड जय. SO3 just we are removing the heat, so this it will be in the liquid phase. H2SO4 is in the liquid phase. So just are you finding that there will be no reaction in absorption tower? Absorption tower में क्या होगा? Only absorption. Have you heard the name of reactive absorption? Reactive absorption का भी नाम सुना है आपने? तो absorption tower में ऐसा नहीं है कि रिएक्शन नहीं हो सकती है. Try to understand. And after that in the bottom what we get? Oleum storage. तो आपके पास में स्टोरेज टैंक भी होंगे. You are finding it as in the absorption tower S2 98% H2SO4 absorption tower. What we are getting? That from the top we are also entering, that is the 97% H2SO4 and spent gases are removed. So just it is not very means if you are understand any particular equipment, so just you can say, sir, if there is the absorption tower, so there will be the absorption. Sometimes what you will get that from the intermediate we are removing the gas. Okay, from the bottom we are removing the gas. From any other point we are just adding the gases. So just there will be not very simple way. As you are reading, that is all about the distillation. So this is the distillation. Feed will be enter in the top section distillate, and that is bottom is residue. So means there will be no intermediate discharge. Means we will remove out, that is light distillate. Okay, intermediate distillate, after that heavy distillate, residues. Okay, but for this simplification we can understand in this manner. If you will operate, when you will select, and after that then you will join the PSU. When you will operate, that is a single plant. So that single plant you will easily understand, means you will understand when there will be the after 5 years, means completely understand 10 year 20 year. I am talking all about that is a single plant. Okay, because after 5 year 10 year you will easily understand that by which region you gets problem in the plant. कि जो भी प्लांट्स में प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट होती है उनके पीछे रीजन्स क्या हैं, उन रीजन्स को आइडेंटिफाई करने की कोशिश करोगे. आफ्टर दैट you will be, after that what will happen, that after when you will do you will deal with 20 years 30 years in a single plant. Then कहते हैं ना कि वो डॉक्टर साहब थे, वो सिंपल नाड़ी पकड़ के बता देते थे कि आपको पूरे शरीर में क्या प्रॉब्लम है, क्या इलाज की जरूरत है. तो उस प्लांट में भी आप सारी चीजें बता सकते हो. बट सिंपल प्लांट को इस तरीके से नहीं समझा जाता है कि सर अब यहाँ पे फीड एंटर कर रहा होगा तो सिंपल आपका टॉप प्रोडक्ट और बॉटम प्रोडक्ट. ठीक है, काफी सारी चीजें होती हैं. इतना सिंपल इक्विपमेंट्स नहीं होते जितना हम सिंपली पढ़ लेते हैं। ठीक है, लगभग कितने लेक्चर्स होंगे यार, अब जितना कंप्लीट हो जाएगी। अब सिंपल ऊपर से भेजना है तो मैं जल्दी खत्म कर दूंगा थोड़ा, बट चीज़ों को समझ समझ के बताना है तो थोड़ा हो सकता है 1-2 लेक्चर ज़्यादा लग जाए, बट मे बी पॉसिबल 4-5 लेक्चर में कंप्लीट करने की कोशिश करेंगे, 4-5 लेक्चर्स में कंप्लीट हो जाए। Let's see. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of V2O5? Relatively immune to poison, required in very less amount. 10 kg is required in the production of 1 ton of sulfuric acid. If you are producing 100 kg of sulfuric acid, so 10 kg of V2O5 will be required. V2O5, simple, try to understand. In this case, what we'll get, we have, that is the porous catalyst. Porous catalyst. So porous catalyst of, that is the silica, okay, alumina, silica, or either alumina, or that is the zeolite. So that will be the catalyst, and there will be the lots of pores. Okay, there will be the pores. In this way there will be the lots of pores. Then what we'll do, V2O5 in the powder form we will disperse. I already told you what we will do, we will just disperse, as we will disperse V2O5 in this manner. Sometimes what we add, that is the active agents, just we can add up, that is the, okay, some metals. So in this case we are using, so simple, if someone asks that what will the catalyst use, so directly we will add down as, that is the vanadium pentoxide, V2O5. Okay, there is the oxidation, but for understanding what we are using, that is the catalyst. I already told you porous catalyst, because in the porous catalyst I told you all about the mechanism, what are the steps, okay, and all these steps we will discuss in detail. So there is the porous catalyst, that will be of silica gel, or either alumina or zeolite. After that we will disperse the V2O5 in the powdered form. If we want that its activity should be very high, just what we can add, we can add up the active agents, we can add up, that is the metals, some metals in the powder form, just they will increase the activity of the V2O5. So catalyst is in the porous form, V2O5 we will disperse. Okay, and its initial cost will be low. Replacement cost, that is the replacement cost, that is, you will find out, that is only 5% per year. Low initial investment and only 5% replacement per year. But its activity, that will be very low in very starting. So due to that, what we will do, we must use dilute SO2 input. Means, try to understand, in the multi-stage catalytic converter, what we will do, we will make the SO2 dilute. How will you make it as SO2 dilute? With the help of that we will add up the oxygen. Try to understand, means SO2 means must use dilute SO2 input 7 to 10% only. Just you cannot send, that is the means concentrated SO2, or simply you can say it as, you cannot send, that is the SO2. In very starting its activity is low, so you will send, or it will use, that is dilute SO2. So you will add up, that is the oxygen with sulfur dioxide. So oxygen will be more, sulfur dioxide will be less. So larger converter required. Larger converter required means the size of the catalytic converter size will be large. That is the disadvantage with V2O5. Required high O2 divided by SO2 ratio to give the economic conversion. Okay, what I told you, that in very starting we will use the dilute SO2, or O2 divided by SO2, its ratio that should be very high. Okay, so these are the advantage and disadvantage regarding to the V2O5. One of the important point that you should understand, that if someone asks what is the 20% oleum means, 20%, 30%, 10%, 20% oleum means, Oleum is what? That is the mixture of S2SO4 plus SO3. 20% oleum means that, try to understand, 20% oleum means that in oleum there is the 20% SO3. means if total mixture I'm taking it as, that is, let's say is 100 kg, so in 100 kg 20 kg that will be SO3, so that is called as 20% oleum. 30% oleum is 30 in 100 kg means in the mixture of mixture amount, that is the 100 kg mixture of S2SO4 and SO3, so there will be the 30 kg of SO3. So that is the meaning of 20% oleum. Are you getting it? What are the end uses? End uses S2SO4 in the production of the fertilizer. In the production of fertilizer, S2SO4, it is used in the production of fertilizer. In the production of fertilizer, mainly in the phosphate fertilizer. Means when I will tell you later, single superphosphate, when single superphosphate is produced, so with calcium phosphate we will add up, that is S2SO4 or HNO3, we can produce single superphosphate. Triple superphosphate, so phosphorus content that will be high, so with the phosphate rock, okay, what we can use, we use that is the acid which is orthophosphoric acid to increase the phosphorus content. So S2SO4, it is used in the fertilizer industry, mainly in the phosphate fertilizer industry. That is one of the point. Second, in the production of other inorganic chemicals, it is also used in the production of pulp and paper industry. Okay, later again I will tell you when we will deal the pulp and paper industry. At that time I will tell you that how S2SO4 is used in the pulp and paper industry. So pulp and paper industry में भी यूज होता है. Okay, in the synthetic rubbers and plastics, वहाँ भी हमारा क्या होता है, S2SO4 भी यूज होता है. In petroleum industry, S2SO4 is also used. Okay, पेट्रोलियम इंडस्ट्री में भी S2SO4 यूज होता है. सो मीन्स S2SO4 is used at very large scale in various industries. Due to that, it is called as barometer of India's industrial progress. Now let's understand, if we are producing, that is the sulfur trioxide, or we are treating with SO2, so means let's say that is all about the reactor. In the reactor we are we are treating SO2, or just we are trying to convert SO2 into SO3. So the material of construction, we will simply use, that is the carbon steel for the low temperature and stainless steel for the high temperature. Means if we are treating, that is the sulfur dioxide or sulfur trioxide, and temperature is low, so just the material for the construction, it may be your carbon steel. If temperature means the temperature within the system, within the equipment or within the reactor will be very, very high, so just you can use, that is stainless steel. And the same thing what you are getting, the preferred material for the construction of 98% S2SO4, it will be stainless steel. Okay, stainless steel type 316 or stainless steel type 304. Simple stainless steel, you will get it as, that is the carbon content that will vary. So in 316 the carbon content, there is no need to remember, try to understand, there is no need to remember that what is the composition, but the carbon composition that will be vary from steel to steel. Okay, low carbon steel, high carbon steel, stainless steel, that carbon composition will be different. So in the storage of 98% sulfuric acid, because it is the acid, so acid not put into the just in the chamber which is made of the plastic. You can use the means in the lead chamber process, try to understand, in the lead chamber process, or simple you can store the H2SO4 in the lead chamber, in the means the tank which is made of the lead, as you will find out as most of the time in the laboratory the storage vessel that is made of the glass, that is made of the lead. Other than that, when you are storing it in the bulk, so you can prefer the material of the construction that may be your stainless steel 316, type 316 or type 304. Other than that, in the next point what you will find, for handling concentrated sulfuric acid HCl, that is means HCl, it is also acid, HCl that is present in our stomach. Okay, HCl that is also produced in our stomach, HCl, it is a strong acid. So suitable material for the construction is Hassel alloy, that is nickel based steel alloy. HCl is most corrosive acid, so mild steel and stainless steel cannot be used due to its corrosiveness, and it is a strong acid. We will use that is the Hassel alloy, that is the nickel based alloy. If you are interested to know that what will be the composition, so just you can Google, you will find out as Hassel alloy. So simple, it contains the nickel, okay, and other substance. So that is all about the H2SO4. You find it. So in the first class it will be sufficient, that is all about the sulfur and sulfuric acid. In the next class, when I will start the fertilizer industry, before that I will ask the question from the sulfur and sulfur industries. Okay, तो आज आपको इतना ही रिवाइज करना है, that is all about the sulfur and sulfur industries, because रिवाइज करने के लिए ज़्यादा है, अदरवाइज आप सोचोगे कि सर सिंपल सिलेबस कंप्लीट मीन्स जस्ट आई डू नॉट वांट टू कंप्लीट द सिलेबस वेरी फास्ट. ठीक है, सो टुडे इट विल बी मोर देन सफिशिएंट. आज आपको इतना ही रिवाइज करना है, कल क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा आपसे, उसके बाद में फर्टिलाइजर इंडस्ट्री स्टार्ट करेंगे. ठीक रहेगा, बोलो इस तरीके से. इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड सो जस्ट आप अपनी हैंड राइटिंग में लिख भी सकते हैं. अगर आप ये चाहते हैं कि सर लिखवाइए सारी चीज़ों को, तो मैं लिखवा भी सकता हूँ, बोलो, बट वो कोई उसका रिलेवेंस नहीं रहेगा लिखवाने का.